Hey guys, have another EDC update. A lot of different changes, trying some new things, some new systems. So let's jump right into it. First, let's talk about the gun. As you see here, it's not my Glock, which I've grown very attached to. This is my Kel Tec P3AT, which is a 380 ACP pistol. I believe it's the lightest 380 pistol in the world. And I do like carrying it quite a bit, but I miss my Glock. I'll be honest, I just... I don't know, I feel a lot better with my full-size Glock 17 on my side, carrying 19 rounds ready to go. But this is still a fantastic firearm and a very good self-defense choice. The reason I've been carrying this is because I keep this on my right side. As you can see here, this is an inside the waistband holster. I've had some questions, is this a left side holster? No, I am righty. This goes on the right side, but it goes inside the waistband. That's why the clip's on this side. The clip goes outside. And it carries very nicely. It is obviously extremely light. And because I have this smaller gun, I'm also able to carry a full-size multi-tool on my right side as well. Now I carry the gun a little bit more towards the front of my body, and this is more on my side or towards my back on the right side. And I've been switching back and forth with my Leatherman Wave, but this is a new tool I've been trying out. Hopefully get a review for you soon. This is an SOG. EOD version of the Power Lock. Very, very smooth. Again, I have a full review, just still carrying it and using it and seeing how I like it. I do like the sheath quite a bit, and I'm guilty of using the sheath with my Leatherman Wave because I do like it. It has that nice clip on the back. But yeah, I can't carry a full-size multi-tool like this with my Glock. It's just too much weight on my right side because I like to keep both on my strong side, and I am righty. So it's a great combination to have the smaller, much lighter gun with the the full-size multi-tool here. Of course, the gun is less capable than the full-size Glock I own, but that's okay. Just trying it out. So far, I like it, but I'll probably end up going back to the Glock just because I like it more. It's really that simple, and just more peace of mind. Anyway. Oh, when I do carry the Kel Tec, I carry on my weak side or left side this spare pouch, which holds a spare magazine. Okay, because this is a 6+1, 6 in the magazine and 1 in the chamber. I do like to have a spare magazine. As you can see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. As you can see in the little portholes, and again, that's a 380 caliber round in hollow point. A smaller round. I mean, I know a lot of guys just can't find themselves carrying anything less than 45, but it's definitely effective. So that's my current gun situation. Moving away from guns, let's talk a little bit about my wallet. Same deal with the wallet, only I've adopted my grandfather's style of carry, which was always, he kept his wallet in his back pocket like a lot of guys, but what he did, he never actually put his money in the wallet. He always had a money clip, and I'm going to try the same thing, and I actually like it quite a bit. What I'm doing is I'm keeping all my money in a money clip, and this is just a cheap money clip. It's just leather coated. This was actually from Marlboro when they had their Marlboro Miles thing, where you save the packs and you send it in. They give you all sorts of stuff. And I don't smoke or anything. People ask me too, why do you have so many Marlboro stuff? You use Marlboro Zippo and it's on one of your Swiss Army knives. It's just from those things. I had a friend who was a bartender, and she used to keep the miles for me, so I used to get a lot of free stuff. But anyway, just keep the money, the actual cash, in a money clip and in my front pocket. So whenever I need to, pull the cash out, it's easier than getting my whole wallet out to do so. What I keep in my wallet, of course, I still have my Victorinox Swiss card in there. I always like that. Just a lot of little tools that come in handy. But besides that, I keep my license in here, my credit cards, business cards, in case I need information. It's always close by. But I don't have to take my wallet out back and forth, out of my back pocket. I have all the cash right in my front pocket. And I rarely use a credit card. If I break out a credit card, it's because I'm ordering online. I don't usually use cards in stores. I just pay with cash. So it's a lot easier system for me to have a money clip. I will eventually switch probably to a Boker Subcom, just because I am a knife nut and I would love to use a knife for a money clip. But for now I have a regular money clip. So that's that. The next thing here, This is a Benchmade pen. I believe it's the 1150 series. And this is very interesting. I just started carrying this about a week ago, and I love it. It's really, really cool. Not cheap, but really an awesome, awesome pen, and the quality is just top notch. Actually has a Fisher insert on here. The ink. So the ink cartridge itself is Fisher, so it's superb as far as quality. I'll have a full review on this pen very soon as well. And of course, this can be an improvised impact weapon, or Kubotan, with a very, very acute tip on there. Can do quite a bit of damage if you needed to. Non-lethal. I guess it depends on how you deploy it, but for the most part, non-lethal. Moving on to the blades. This is a Columbia River Knife and Tool model M4. Has that, as you can see on the back there, the auto locks. And this one's actually spring assisted. So something a little different. I don't normally carry a spring-assisted knife, but I like this one quite a bit. Of course, I will have a full review on this knife in due time, as well as many others. As far as my watch, I actually have a Zippo watch here. It might be hard to see, but the 12 o'clock is the Zippo Flame, and then the Z is on the second hand. But if you have caught on already, you see that second hand's not moving. It actually died on me today. I've had this watch for many years. Something I never wanted to get rid of. Even when I traded off a lot of my Zippo stuff, I definitely wanted to keep the watch. Got this from a good friend of mine. But I just found it not too long ago. I was going through some old stuff, and I thought, oh, start wearing that watch. Wore it today at work, and it died on me at exactly 1:15 p.m. So I need to replace the battery on here. But very cool, leather bands, nice stainless steel head on here, and a white face, obviously. But I like the watch. I think I'll probably throw a battery in there so I can use it. Cell phone's the same, cheapo cell phone. It works. I like the lanyard on there. It's convenient. Sunglasses. I still using these Smith & Wesson shooting glasses. Very cheap, very replaceable, easily replaceable. They're only $5 in case I break them or lose them. A little game I've been playing recently, which is kind of fun, is when I have my glasses on in public, I actually start scanning people now. I'm really looking around at my surroundings and looking at the people I'm around very, very closely. And, looking at how they're behaving, what they're doing with their hands in the pocket, stuff like that. And in the last week or so, I've seen at least a dozen guys carrying concealed pistols. I've seen 2 guys recently who were printing very badly. And what printing is where your t-shirt or whatever garment you have on over your gun, the gun is basically pushing against it, making an outline. So you can easily see you have a gun. And this is just something that you don't normally look for on purpose, but with the glasses, when I'm wearing this, I can kind of keep my head straight and, look off to the side, and it doesn't look real suspicious or anything. So I've been just doing that, checking people out. It's very interesting. Kind of a new weird hobby I have, I guess. But it's always good to be aware of your surroundings. But it's kind of cool. And actually, one guy I went up to, we were actually kind of passing. He was coming this way down an aisle in a store, a major store, and I was coming down this way, and he stopped to look at something, and his gun was sticking out the bottom of his shirt, like really bad. But you can tell he had an inside the waistband holster, so he wasn't looking to show it off. And I kind of went up to him, and I kind of whispered to him, like, oh, you're printing. And he knew exactly what I was talking about, and he just winked at me. He's like, oh, thanks, man. And he tucked his shirt in. So I thought that was kind of cool. So I don't know, just looking out for each other. But that's pretty much it. One thing I will note is that you can't always have a gun. I get a lot of questions about this. People ask me, are you serious? You carry a gun around? That's pretty crazy. It's actually not. There's a lot of people. There's thousands of people, at least in America. I can't speak for other countries. I know it's a lot harder to get carry permits and things of that nature. But there's thousands of people here in America who do carry every day. And because we have a gun does not mean we're bad people. We're not bad guys. We're not looking to, get into trouble. We're not looking for trouble. We just, we're flexing our American rights. That's all. I mean, I'm allowed to carry a gun, so why wouldn't I? I had a question earlier today, actually, and someone said, you probably are better off not having a gun than having a gun because you're never going to really use it. In what situation would you actually use your gun? And I can make, 10 videos on this alone. but I'll tell you why I carry a gun personally. I live in a very nice area. It's not a real rich area, but it's not very crime-ridden either. The murder rate is very, very low. Like I said, it's a nice area. I'm not in the slums. I'm not, in the middle of the city where people are getting shot every day. But things do happen. About a year ago, there was an armed robbery at a local gas station just around the block from my house. The guy held up the station with a shotgun. It's a pump action 12 gauge. And got away with the money. Eventually he got caught about a month later after robbing another gas station a couple miles down the road. But things like that happen, and guess what? If I was in that gas station that day, I would like to have a gun on my side. More recently, which is a really crazy story, I'm not sure if this made news. I don't know if you can Google this or not. I don't want to say exactly where my area is, but it's in Pennsylvania. Basically, this guy was being transported. He was a convicted murderer. He robbed a couple gas stations down in Florida and killed a bunch of people. And they were transporting him from Florida up to Pennsylvania for a hearing for some reason. And the security guards stopped at a local McDonald's right off the highway, and the guy escaped. And he ran through the woods. And he was in my area, my very local area, literally running around the woods by my house and many of my neighbors. And they did eventually catch him. He actually went back to the McDonald's realizing that he's not going to do any good in the middle of the woods. He was asking a family for a ride, and actually got a ride to the nearest town. He came up with this story that he was kidnapped and he just wants to go home to his family, blah, blah, blah. The people fell for it and they gave him a ride somewhere, but then they called the police, which was a smart thing to do. They should have called the police before he even got in the car, but that's besides the point. But anyway, he got arrested. But things like that, this guy is going to jail for life. He has nothing to live for. You don't want this guy breaking into your house looking for money or a car or what have you. These are different reasons why it's good to have a gun. Do I want to use a gun? Do I want to kill someone? No, I don't. But if I have to, I will. And I will not hesitate. But that's why I carry a gun. There's different situations you just cannot... you can't really be ready for them. You know what I mean? You just never know. And again, it goes back to when I was a Boy Scout. It's better to be over-prepared than not prepared at all. So, anyway, that's the whole story with the gun. I'm sorry for spending a lot of time telling you that story, but I wanted to get that message out. I'm not a bad guy. I'm a good guy. I'm just, doing what I'm allowed to do. It's really that simple. But the whole reason I was telling you that is that I don't always carry a gun. That's the point I was trying to make. I totally forgot about it. But you can't always carry a gun. There's certain limitations. I can't carry a gun in a police station. I can't carry a gun in a school. There was a couple times recently where I picked up my sister from school because she was sick, and I had to leave my gun in the car. You cannot have a gun inside of a school for obvious reasons. You can't. Even if you have a weapons permit, a carry permit, it's just not allowed. So there's certain places I can't go with a gun, and some of them is work related. I mentioned, I'm a postal worker, but I work in a privately owned building. So in my privately owned building, it's not postal grounds. If you're on postal grounds with a firearm, it's a huge felon. Even if you're a postal worker, you can't do it. Oops, sorry, I bumped the camera there. So when I have to actually drive out to post office, to do whatever I have to do with the mail, I can't carry. So whenever I don't have my gun, what I've been doing recently is I have that TDI knife from K-Bar. I carry this inside the waistband. One of my very, very generous viewers sent me this K-Bar clip. It's actually a belt clip, which is specifically made for the TDI. And if you remember, I had this on an ankle holster originally, which I liked, but it's not as convenient down by the ankle. It's a slow deployment. But to have this now exactly where my gun would normally be, inside the waistband, and the handle is even curved a little, so it's almost like a gun, it would just be second nature to me to grab it. So I have a defensive blade on me. So if I don't have my gun, I do have a secondary blade. A fixed blade, nothing beats a fixed blade for self-defense. I don't care who you are or what your argument is. People ask me, is a Balisong a good defensive blade, or is this folder? There's a lot of good knives out there for self-defense, but nothing beats a fixed blade just because of its strength. There's no lock to fail on you. A Balisong can be very quick, but it's still not as quick as a fixed blade. And you guys know I love the balisong, I love the design, and I have a lot of fun flipping it around. There's something to be said about the intimidation factor. I mean, if you whip out a balisong and you know what you're doing, it's very intimidating. But to a real criminal, they'll pull out a gun and shoot you. So nothing beats having a firearm on you, legally, of course. Alright, so I already spent a bunch of time talking about this stuff. Basically, that's it. That's the whole setup. You guys know it's always changing. I will tell you, I really like this money system. Having a money clip with your cash, so I don't have to keep taking my wallet out. I'll probably stick with that for a long time. I really do like it quite a bit. As far as the gun, probably going to go back to Glock and ditch the multi-tool because of the weight issue. No Zippo here. I know you guys, my last couple EDC videos, people are asking where the Zippo is. I do keep my Zippo in my bag, my Bob bag, close by, as well as a flashlight. You'll notice I have no flashlight with this setup either. I don't have one on me, but of course I do have it very nearby. So that's pretty much it. That's my EDC update. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.